this next lesson, we are going to explore what is NLP and where does it come from? A brief overview of the history of NLP. NLP is based in a practice of modelling, sometimes called the study of excellence. Modelling is discovering the difference that makes the difference in how people who are extraordinary at something do that thing. The intention in modelling has always been to find out how someone does something unconsciously so well in order to transfer it, to accelerate learning to others. It is also very much influenced by theories of how we create meaning, how we create our own personal map of reality. And lastly, it is famous for many tools or change patterns that help people create change in how they think, feel and behave. And this is one of the reasons why NLP has been a methodology that is very popular with coaches, particularly coaches that would like to work on inner game or internal process changes that allow people to create change in their behaviour or in their performance. The N in NLP stands for neuro, and it reflects the assumptions and interest in neuroscience that are included into NLP. The understanding that every single thing we do is based on neurons connecting and firing, so electrochemical signals causing things to occur in a neural pathway. The understanding that every single time we learn something new, there has been new neural connections created, and that learning and neural connections can be undone. So understandings that are now fairly popular in documentaries and best-selling books under the concept of neuroplasticity were around at the very beginning when NLP was formed. They just weren't so popularly understood. The L in NLP stands for linguistics, and one of the founders of NLP was a linguistics professor. Linguistics, many people may not know, includes a lot of theories about how language influences the creation and concept of our reality. So how it influences our state and also the meanings that we make and that determine our experiences, and how that can be incredibly unique to each individual. Last of all, the P in NLP stands for programming, and kind of sums up what all this leads to, that we are also a collection of patterns or programming, that every single thing we do is based in neurons firing in a certain sequence in a certain way, meanings being created, and that this leads to behaviours or everything that we do. So we understand that we have learnt how to be and do things, and that this is fundamentally based in neurology, that language is incredibly important in creating meanings, and that all of these things can be changed. Then we also understand that we could reprogram ourselves. And this is where NLP goes from being a theory to an extremely practical method. Where does it come from? The founders of NLP are John Grinder and Richard Bandler. Grinder was a linguist and Richard Bandler a mathematician, and they were both studying with the systems theorist Gregory Bateson in California in the 1970s. They were studying at the University of California in Santa Cruz, and they published a book together in 1975. The book was based on an attempt to extract the rules of human verbal communication, including grammatical rules and kind of mathematical formulas. And they studied or modelled the founder of Gestalt therapy, Fritz Perls, Virginia Satir, the founder of family therapy, and one of the best hypnotherapists of the last century, Milton Erickson. All three of these therapists were able to get extraordinary or transformational change results with their clients through conversation, And whilst they all came from very different frameworks or theories, their method was fundamentally through conversation. So the original study that NLP is based on was studying these three amazing therapists with the question of, if we were to model these people, could this skill be transferred? So the first question was, how do these therapists create transformational change through conversation or language, and can others learn to do it? Could it be transferred? So in this sense, NLP was born as a kind of alternative tool to psychotherapy. Since the 1980s, it has grown to assist people in areas such as personal development, creativity, increased performance, improved communication skills, and accelerated learning. It has been applied to sales, leadership development, sporting psychology. So it's incredibly pragmatic, and there's been a massive interest in it. Coaches are very much interested in helping people create change, and within a game understanding how we make meaning and how that influences our behaviours and our state. So NLP and coaching are a beautiful combination. In the next lesson, we're going to look at some of the fundamental or foundation concepts of NLP.